I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Tabitha Jayne. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I am doing very, very well. It's slightly cold and chilly. Autumn is here in Scotland, but it's still a beautiful day.
I feel the chill. Ooh, so sorry.
It's all right. We're used to it up here.
That's wonderful. Well, my friend, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Thanks again for taking the time to be here. Please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
We have connected through the fact that I also host a podcast show called Sustainable, which features interviews of inspiring leaders who are helping to reconnect business back to nature.
Pretty amazing stuff there. Got to listen to that podcast. Ooh, you guys definitely develop a beautiful method for connecting humans back to nature, didn't you?
Yes. So we have at EarthSelf, we have a whole range of nature-connected methodology that we've developed over the last 7 years to figure out how we can use traditional skills and also coaching, training, facilitation through nature-connected techniques that really help people reconnect back to themselves, to the natural world, but also helping improving well-being and performance.
How did your journey go into this particular point where I'm guessing here that you've experienced a similar scenario and now you're bringing it to others? Is that accurate?
You are incredibly spot on. I mean, I have been connecting to nature since I've been a child and had lots of powerful experiences. I think the most powerful one for me was about 16 years ago when my brother, who was 17, I was 22 at the time, died in a car crash, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I did the only thing that I knew, which was go and spend a lot of time outside in nature, in the woods, and really discovered that this was a really powerful way for me to help heal the grief that I felt over the death of my brother. So from that point then, I went on a journey to find out how do I teach this to other people. I ended up having to go and do a master's in applied eco-psychology, another master's in transpersonal psychology, trained to become a coach and develop my own methodologies that could allow me to teach people what I already knew and give me a framework that could make it easy for people to understand as well and be able to tap into the benefits of nature.
Seems as though you're a person that is that definitely adapts, right, to the environment, if you would, pun intended, or the situation. It's a skill, I'm guessing. Who did you learn that from?
Well, I love the fact that you used the word adapts, because totally I adapt to the environment, and that's one of the key principles of nature itself. So where did I learn that skill? I learned it from watching the natural world and recognizing that everything in nature is in a constant state of change, and every part of nature is adapting to what's happening in the rest of the ecosystem that we live in. So my direct learning from that has come from observing the natural world around us.
Which definitely takes a sixth sense, if you would, and it takes you being willing to go with the flow, if you would, in some cases, and not trust your natural senses. Which is challenging, isn't it?
It is, and again, I love the fact that you've mentioned the word senses, because we've been taught that we only have traditionally 5 senses, but we have a lot more than 5 senses, and all our senses are ways of receiving information from the world around us. Within one of the models that I use called the nature process, we use a concept called the 54 senses, where we're highlighting that there's so many more ways that we can receive information in from the world, and it does come down to, are you able to trust, are you able to be present and open and observe what's going on and understand all the information that you're getting, instead of just being caught up in a place of stress, worry, fear and busyness, but really coming and being present and engaged with the world around you.
I am super intrigued. I'm super intrigued. So where can people go to find out more about what you do?
I have 2 websites. So if people are specifically interested in how they can connect to nature on a deeper level to improve their health and well-being, they can go to www.thenatureprocess.co. And if you're wanting to know how to apply this more into an organizational context and into business, you can go to EarthSelf, which is www.earthself.org.
Tabitha, please tell me one other thing that that you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Consistently over the last 3 years, aside from connecting to nature, because we've touched on this, I would say that I have consistently studied over the last 3 years. I'm currently just completing my second master's in consciousness, spirituality, and transpersonal psychology. And regular study, learning is something that is hugely important for me and that I love doing. And I probably wouldn't even stop doing it. I think I've been doing it my whole life. So even after I've finished this master's, which has been something I've been working on in the last 3 years, they'll be moving into a PhD.
Wow, congratulations. How does that make you
Thank
feel?
you. It makes me feel good because I have a very curious, inquisitive mind. I really want to understand the world that we live in and how we all as humans can function at optimal levels of health and well-being, but also function collectively together as a society and really make a shift where we live together in a state of harmony and respect for each other and the environment. And learning about this it makes me feel curious, it makes me feel inspired, it makes me feel alive because there's so many people doing amazing things. And the more that I learn about what other people are doing, the more that inspires me, but the more that I understand the research that's already been done and how there's so many people with working with a similar objective in so many different fields that it fires me up to see just how much and how many good things are happening in the world that all relate back to this bigger vision of how do we create a sustainable world for everybody.
I love it. Suggest to someone that's listening why they should go do what's necessary, what is in alignment with who they are to, as you said, contribute to the bigger picture.
Well, why would you go and do this? It kind of comes back that we are part of nature. So if we feel a disconnect from the natural world, conversely, what we're saying is we feel disconnected from a part of ourselves. And we all have something really powerful within ourselves. And by reconnecting back to nature, both around us and within us, we're able to tap into our full potential. And that is where it's really exciting, where we're really able to look at who we are and what gifts that we have and how we can make our own unique contribution to the world.
Amazing audience. We are live with Tabitha Jayne. You can definitely check her out. So the podcast is the Sustainable Podcast.
Yes.
And there's EarthSelf.org. And you told us another website.
The natureprocess.co.
Wonderful. Well, Tabitha, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Tabitha, what is your earliest childhood memory?
That's a really good question. And when I thought about this one, my earliest childhood memory is probably being in hospital because I suffered from severe asthma and eczema as a child. And being in hospital, and the memory that only sticks in my mind is lying, I think, probably on a hospital bed with my mum doing patty cake baker's man on my back, which was a way of helping release some of the tension and stress in the lungs, helping me breathe, but obviously through a child's nursery rhyme.
Oh, wow. How old do you think you were?
I probably would have been about 2 or 3, I think, in that memory.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think it's so clear because it was an incredibly intense experience. I mean, not being able to breathe, being in a strange environment in hospital, and having the memory of just having my mum there supporting me. All of that comes together to make it a very powerful sensory experience where I think even as a child I was so aware of what was going on with so many sensory experiences within the body that it just sticks.
Intriguing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Please do.
I love the idea of natural rhythm and to see your mother communicating as you expressed before in terms of the other senses that are dear. So to see that she's doing the patty cake, which is a memory I forgot, right? In terms of the patty cake, which I saw as a child. But yes, just to see the way that she expressed or tapped, if you would. Tapping is an amazing skill in the medical realm. But just to see that she was doing this natural thing that was bringing rhythm to you is pretty intriguing to me, that you are that individual now in nature. firing off the senses, if you would, through the natural adaptability in nature, which is a rhythmic type of model, isn't it? Where you're out there and your heartbeat switches, and it's you going into different aspects like flight or fight. So the list goes on and on, but yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And it is, and I love that interpretation that you've just given there of the natural rhythm, because I think it is that sense of being there and having that rhythm and that connection, and obviously feeling the vibration, because as you're talking about it, it's feeling the vibration of the pata cake through the body as well, and recognizing that it's coming from a place of love and care and compassion.
Wow, amazing. Ooh. All right, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I couldn't tell you. I loved so many different types of music when I was a child that when I was 12, I don't know if it would have been around about the time that Madonna was still around. I liked classical music, so there would have been so many diverse tastes that even now as an adult, I couldn't tell you what my favourite song is.
Right. It's cool. You're not the first, and I'm sure you wouldn't be the last. All right. Well, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Tabitha?
Yes, I am.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, I train people in my methodology.
Are you married?
Nope.
Do you have children?
No, but I have 3 nieces and 1 nephew.
Beautiful. Do you believe in God?
Yes, but I would call God nature.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes, I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, I don't.
How about 3 hours a week?
Probably, yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Depends on the day.
After 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook, the name of it being called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self, with the idea that you rediscover, if you would, your own unique real statement, your mission. It's something like the rhythm, right? That I so loved. But I would like to know if you, Tabitha, had to share with us your own unique real statement. A statement that represents Tabitha Jayne. What would you say that is?
A statement that represents me. When we connect to nature, there's nothing that we cannot do.
Love it. Tabitha, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I think we've covered so much in 12 minutes. Thank you, Engel.
You are welcome, Tabitha Jayne. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com. And for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.